Red Sox are clicking. That's what's going on over at Fenway Park over the weekend, and Rafael Devers is on a 5-game hit streak.
No, you weren't worried about it.
4 for 4. I wasn't.
You were the only one that wasn't worried
Thank
about
you. Well, Milliken wasn't. Give Milliken his due.
He's
on
never
this
worried,
program.
He's never worried about anything.
That's true. He doesn't count because he never gets worried about anything.
Right. Everything's roses. He's Dan Roach's kid.
He's never cynical enough. He's always optimistic.
Yep.
And you're right. My optimism counts more because I'm typically just a negative Nancy.
Yeah.
And my optimism on Devers was strong to quite strong. As I repeatedly told you, it wasn't a matter of if, it was just a matter of when.
Right.
And it happened quickly. He pulled himself out of this issue quickly.
He's a great hitter. That's what you're going off of. It's history. But real quick here, Milliken, how was your autograph signing? How was your autograph signing on Friday and blowing Beetle off when he called you?
I called Beetle maybe 10 minutes after. I will say I apologize to anyone who I did autograph.
I couldn't wait
their
to get
stuff.
to this. I mean, we're going to do this now real quick because, you were just totally unavailable on Friday.
I called Beetle.
That's not true.
It's like you weren't even part of the show.
That's not
Me
true.
and Beetle had a great talk that night.
He called me back.
Okay.
He called me
Can't
back.
do any game talk, can we?
He called me
Can't
back.
even get into it a
Yeah,
little
no,
bit,
can't he doesn't want to get into that.
Nope.
He called me back
Nothing.
10 minutes later.
Yeah.
I even admitted that this morning to T-Bone. I said, he called me right back 5 minutes later. It wasn't even 10 minutes.
That's good of him.
He called me, and then I didn't catch up with him until later on.
Because we thought
I
thought he
returned
was in
his
Planet
call later
Zippy.
on that
Yeah.
night.
We thought he was in Planet
That was
Zippy.
a great day. Opening day. Oh, man, is the Fenway experience back? Is opening day back? One of those days where you look around and you say, everybody here doesn't have tickets.
I was jealous. I was jealous walking out.
It's one of those days.
I was jealous walking out.
Everybody, it was one of these days where the people just get let into the ballpark through various methods that don't involve having a paid admission to this game.
The good old days.
We are overcrowded here today.
Yeah.
Were an abundance of standing room only admissions, I will call them. Park was buzzing. What a day. Weather-wise, game-wise. Oh, they are so back.
You just felt the energy, right?
Yes.
Players talked about it, and the chorus talked about it. I stood on the sidewalk heading out to where
I had a great
parked.
time.
Stood on the sidewalk and saluted while the national anthem was being played. Stopped, put the hand on the chest, and then the planes came over the top. And everybody's like, outside. This is outside the park. Whoa. And I'm like,
What?
You were on Lansdowne with the hand over the chest?
No. Where the Bobby Doerr and the statues are, where the 4 players are.
Okay, in right field.
Left field, right?
Right field is where you were.
No.
Yes. Where the statues are?
There's statues
that's in
over
right field.
over by MGM over there.
That's
that's
right
right.
field.
That is?
Yep. In left field,
be
there's
more.
a big monster. It's
yeah.
called the Green Monster, and then there's Lansdowne Street on the other side of left field. On the opposite side of the park, where
It's
the
where,
statues
it's where
are,
one of those pesky poles is.
One of them. One of those yellow poles.
That, my friend, is right field at Fenway
All
Park.
right. We'll ask backwards.
Oh, we got a new one from opening day. Thank you, T-Bone, for pulling that out.
Chicken legs are on sale, by the way. Joe's been reading those. Great. I was jealous. I was jealous not being inside. I was.
So you were at the statues, which are on Van Ness Street.
Yeah.
Yep, that's right field.
And I felt like, oh man, I should be in there.
Why didn't you walk in?
People were still trying to get in at that time.
Well, yeah, of course. It's opening day, and the
Yeah.
place was buzzing. Of course
Yeah.
they wanted to go in. Why didn't you go in?
I had no ticket.
Scott Zolak. Scott,
You gotta have a guy.
Bird. I know where Bird is. Bird still
Give me a
doing the
break.
tickets here too? Yeah. I don't have a guy down there. I really don't. I don't have a connection. I'm not like him. He's got connections down there.
I'm pretty sure you could just walk
Yeah, I'm
in
pretty sure they
anywhere
just let
wanted,
you walk
ever.
in. You're the guy that prides yourself
you know
on
what?
being able to walk in anywhere.
That should be one of the new challenges here.
It's not even a challenge. It wouldn't even be challenging. They would just let you in.
Really?
Yeah, they would.
I don't want to ruffle feathers down here. You know? They let me in, you know?
Not ruffling feathers.
All right.
They'll let you in.
All right. Good to know. I'll try it next year.
The Scott Zolak. They would let you in. You could have walked in. You could have gone to opening day.
There's just the warmth of it, and it was hot on the sidewalk. I'm like, oh my God, I should be inside. I should be inside sucking a beer now.
Should
Having
have
a hot
gone
dog
in.
right then. Yep.
Yeah.
Hot dog and a beer.
Okay, now back to the game.
Yes.
Back to the game. Saturday rain out. Yesterday, comeback win. Last night, complete dismantling of a bad baseball team. This is what you see from good teams. Whew. So hot right now. Devers, hot. Team, hot. Those are the positives so far to this point.
Yeah.
Vibes Very, very high.
Abreu, Jesus Christmas.
I know we've been talking about kind of fans taking over the ballpark again, but this series to me with the Red Sox sweeping it felt like them reclaiming Fenway Park, a place where they have not been very good the last 2 years, under 500. When the Red Sox are at their best, they dominate Fenway. They make it a terrifying place for other teams to come and play. With this lineup, with the way it's constructed, with one of the best hitters we've ever seen at Fenway Park in terms of Alex Bregman, on whatever historical number you want to look at, it feels like this team is built to dominate there, and it hasn't been that way in quite a few years. This should be a common theme for them all year long.
And holy Jesus, that home run! Like hit it to a deeper part. You can't. I mean, he got all of that one. But I think you're right to sense there, Milk. And I think it is early to say you've reclaimed Fenway Park. It's one series, but you set the stage of what it potentially can be. You know, when the weather's good here and you get out there and you can play your game. Like that St. Louis team felt like they didn't want to be there.
Jordan Walker was fighting for his life during that interview. I could not believe they went back to him during the commercial. But he's just sitting there running out of words, just saying, man, all this team does is hit. You could see how distraught he was.
Yeah, I'm like, why did they keep him on so long? Like, get in, get out.
Also hilarious that he wouldn't reveal the scouting report for the pitcher as the Red Sox are absolutely teeing off on him. Didn't matter one bit. He did rob Casas, though, so I'll tip my cap.
Well, that's where I would say if we're looking for issues with this 2025 Red Sox team, at what point do you believe Tristan Casas is going to get going? When does that happen?
He's a late starter, Beetle. He's told you that. Takes him a while to get into it.
Because now his cover is gone. Devers' struggles have seemingly come to an end, and come to an end quickly because he's a great player, and he's a professional when it comes to hitting the baseball. I don't know that about Tristan Casas. I don't know that he could quickly turn it around. I have
the
no
Devers story's
idea.
dead.
It takes him a bit, as we've seen. Cora and him are having this kind of back and forth right now, not in a negative way, but Cora's trying to get him to the place of being more aggressive again, which was the common theme when you go back to April 2023, where he was one of the worst hitters in the sport for a month, and then the remaining 5 months, he was one of the best first basemen in baseball. I think you look at what happened yesterday. He obviously started the first game, came in the second. He had back-to-back 2-hit games before that. So am I overly concerned about where Tristan Casas is at? No. If he hit that home run last night, we're having a completely different convo. He will figure it out. We've seen before that it takes him a little bit of time. I think if there's one thing you do complain about with Casas, that every year it seemingly takes him a bit to find that gear.
Yeah. Well,
Whatever the tweaking is, whatever the mechanics, whether it's not aligning with what the Red Sox are doing or want him to do over the offseason and he's kind of doing his thing, there needs to be more alignment there, or at least a consistency once the year starts.
will there be more questions for Tristan Casas once the new documentary on the Red Sox is being viewed by everybody? You know, or is he now going to have to be asked about every appearance that he makes in the show? What do we think about that?
You should.
Great show, by the way.
You got a sneak peek, huh?
Yeah, it's out now, though.
Okay.
It dropped
All
overnight.
right. Nice.
You can go watch it now.
Start watching tonight. My new thing.
You can have a view
Okay. You're in it, huh?
right away too, early. Wow, they get to Maz and more me early on.
Well, what'd you say?
I said they were mentally weak, mentally soft, that this team just doesn't have it, and they put like the very cinematic echo effect on what I had said.
It's like Felger
Just
with the
doesn't
too
have
young.
it, have it, and then like boom, opening like title screen rolls.
Wow.
Yeah, I kicked the crap out of them.
What about Bayo, Beetle? Is there a lot in there about him as well?
There's a little bit in there. I mean, you saw the preview clip that everyone's seen of him. I think was that in the preview where he's pissed off after a start. I mean, they get to that kind of early. So
It seems like I haven't seen any of it yet, but Casas and Bayo are the ones where you're going to get some opinions on those two guys afterwards, one way
Okay.
or the other.
All right. I mean, Bayo looks like he's a bit of a hothead. So which I think is kind of different from what you think of him.
Well, you go back to last year when really there was a moment when he spiked the glove on the ground against the White Sox after giving up that home run where people kind of took a step back and were like, should they have extended this guy? Is he mature enough out there to kind of handle that thing? And then after the game, told the media he was going to meet with them, went and ate dinner, and had them all wait an extra 30 minutes because he was upset.
I got to be honest with you, Milliken. I think that Casas is going to come off looking better. Then he'll look better. He won't look worse based on being in this. I think it's going to help him. I don't think it's going to hurt him.
I like the Duran clip that's been going around of them sitting out there trying to get his car started, and you get the weirdness, but not in a bad way.
The idea that it was the Red Sox were fearful of this dropping. Remember that kind of rumor that was going on in the offseason? That They were worried that once he appeared on the show that it would, people would across the league would have a different understanding or better understanding of him, and therefore they wouldn't want to trade for him. I don't think that's necessarily true. I don't think there's anything, at least from what I've seen.
Why is it, though? Because you really don't know him because he goofs around so much? Like, is he serious or is he not being serious right now? It's because you really, don't get to know the player. I feel like we don't know him. He just seems like a clown at times.
Well, he openly admits that he does things to piss people off.
Well, that's...
which I'm like, I kind of respect.
He's a troll.
Yeah, he kind of admits to being a troll.
He'd be a great caller.
So at least when you hear that, you're like, oh, so you're just being all right. Well, I now you don't bother me as much now.
It's like the Celtics Mavs thing. He was clearly just doing it to make people mad, to get people talking, and whether that's worth it or not, I guess that's up to you.
So we'll get to more on that. There's also kind of a big reveal related to Jaron Duran, but let's talk Sox here. More on the weekend and what it means to, as Milliken said, reclaim Fenway Park. To me, that's all about the offensive output at home, which is the way the Red Sox have dominated at home so many times. Over the weekend, out of the gate, this lineup produced in a huge way, and you're starting to see, with Devers being hot and Bregman in the lineup, the kind of duo that is going to exist that will be the anchor and the power of this lineup going forward. Those are the two guys you're going to rely on.
Yeah, what I liked about Devers, not only him getting hot and hitting, but his hustle out of the box. He's busting ass up to first base, even to second, and the home run. He's around the bases in a quick snap. Like that's stuff you haven't seen from him before. So maybe that's sort of in his head too. I got to get going, and he's the first guy at the top of the steps after Bregman hits his home run. Like you can tell he feels like I think he's part of this now, and maybe it took him a week to get going. Didn't have spring training, and like Lou said there, like his spring training's over. Now he's into the game.
They're showing you a graphic on our simulcast of Devers. There's a quick typo in there you got to fix, Fowler. He's not 0 for 19 in April. He's 10 for 19 in April. You got to put a 1 in front of that 0. He was 0 for 19 in March.
That math ain't mathin'.
That math ain't mathing up.
What's up, Fowler?
Batting average in the month of April now, once the calendar changed, same amount of at-bats. It went from 0 for 19 in March to 10 for 19 in April. A .000 batting average is now 526 in April.
Decent.
Went from 15 strikeouts in his first 19 at-bats to 2 in his last 19 at-bats. And obviously the power has come around as well. His OPS at 1467, I believe, here now.
I think for Devers,
April.
right now, you're about to see a level or a gear he's never hit before, because there's a certain thing with his approach right now.
All
he has
right,
stopped chasing.
Milliken.
I'm here. I don't care. I'm here. You can crush me
another
for it if
gear?
I'm
How about
wrong.
just get back to your normal?
Okay, but why?
Your normal spot.
But why do you say this?
He is no longer chasing it the way he did for most of his career. Early in last year, you saw some of this, but it kind of went out the way as the injuries piled up. He is now 94th percentile chase rate. He is really locking everything into the zone. He is not, going to be chasing like we've seen in the past. I think that's the proof of a guy maturing over time and becoming a better hitter. And I think this is going to be, the next level. The Devers reaching maybe that Yordan Alvarez level.
His walk late in game 1 yesterday after falling behind 0-2 was a great at-bat.
And that last pitch, borderline, right
Yes.
there, and he still took it.
He did. So really encouraging stuff from Devers over the last several days. Really encouraging stuff. And listen, I said going in, Cardinals are a bad baseball team. But kicking the crap out of bad baseball teams is what good teams do.
Yeah.
And also, they have the second best OPS in baseball right now. That offense has been hitting since the season started. So it's not like they weren't punching back against you.